creating a video, and I actually wanted to talk about a passion of mine. It's something that I've had for a very long time, since I was a kid, and something I've loved for many years. Got into the industry in it, and that's kind of what pushed my passion for it. And it's actually watches or timepieces. And I love wearing a watch. Today I got my Hublot. This is the blue Big Bang navy blue, absolutely gorgeous timepiece. Hublot is one of my favorite watch companies of all time. I just really like the look. It's got a larger dial, which I kind of just started getting into the past couple of years. I know the large face is extremely popular right now, and it's definitely a cool look. Even women are starting to wear some of the male watches just because it's a great look. And but it's my favorite watch company of all time, pretty much just because of the unique look. I also like Audemars Piguet, Tag Heuer, some of those high-end pieces that I can't really afford yet, but someday I'll definitely get into that bracket as well. Another one I really love is Movado. For the price point, I would say Movado is a phenomenal timepiece. Not just because I used to work there and that's kind of how I got into the industry, but because it's actually it's a good watch for what you get and the value that you're actually perceiving and receiving from it. It's awesome. But I want to talk about actually my first watch, what kind of set it all off. This here is my first ever actual timepiece. It's a Fossil. It cost around $100, brand new when it was first bought. My mom actually bought it for me, so it's her fault that I have this new fetish on watches and this newfound obsession. And it's a great timepiece. It was really cool. Definitely, I mean, no kids really had this. I was going from a Timex from Target to a Fossil for $100. So you're jumping 5 times in price range. So I thought definitely I had something cool. It's got the stainless steel. It's got a deployment clasp. It's water resistant. It also has this really cool nifty blue dial, almost like an anti-reflective now that you get on some of the sapphire crystals like my Hublot, my Tag Heuer. But really awesome watch. So that's definitely my first watch that I've ever had. I would actually love to hear what you guys had as your first watch. Any watch collectors out there, anybody who's looking into getting started in collecting, anybody who even just has 1 or 2 watches you just kind of like to wear. What was your first watch? Let me know. You can leave it down in the comments, and I would love to hear about it. My next watch, and this is actually what kind of got me in the Swiss realm, is, and actually I'll let you guys take a look here. This is kind of a peek at my collection. It's an okay collection. It's got a couple nice timepieces in it. I'm very happy with it. I definitely can't wait to expand it. I've sold a couple so far, and I can't wait to purchase more down the road. And then this would actually be my next big purchased watch. I had a couple Fossils after that actually. So I actually worked at Fossil for about 4 weeks, and then I ended up leaving that job to go work at Movado. It was a little higher end. So this was actually one of the Fossils that I ended up buying. I don't have too many square design watches. I do love square design and square style. This has got the rectangular face, so I do like this design. So this was actually a pretty cool piece. Here's another one of my first Fossil purchases. This is a black with the white fade on the inside dial. It's pretty nice contrast for the timepiece. Again, stainless steel deployment clasp, so you can see here, which makes it very comfortable. I kind of like the links in this one. It also has a diamond up at the top, if you guys can see that. Let's see if we can focus on that right there. Without me being too shaky. But yeah, so it was kind of cool. Had a little diamond style at the top, if you want to call it a diamond. And then again, so I kind of started to fall into the Fossil realm. Then actually my next big style watch, or I called it the big boy watch at the time because it was purchased from like a big time jewelry company. I think it was K Jewelers, is the Bulova Accutron. And this was actually my favorite watch for years and years because it was very thin. I have skinnier wrists than a lot of people, so a lot of guys. So I did like the smaller dial. I also liked the thin stainless steel bracelet. It's a very comfortable, very fluid moving bracelet. And it did have 4 diamonds in the top, you can actually see, so at the 12, the 6, the 3, and the 9, it actually has diamonds in those, which was kind of a neat feature. And then it was part of the Accutron line, which, if you don't know, is a sister line through the Bulova company. It's been around for a long time, but some of their Accutron pieces are a lot more precise than the regular Bulova. But it was a great watch. Absolutely loved it. I wore this thing almost every single day because of the look, the versatility of it, the double deployment butterfly clasp, which is easy to use, extremely comfortable, easy to release as well. It's an awesome watch. So this was actually became my favorite for years, but still not knowing too much about watches back then. It has a Japanese movement, which, as some of you may or may not know, the Japanese movement isn't as good as the Swiss movement. Now, they do make a lot of really precise, great Japanese movements out there. Actually, Accutron has a Precisionist that's a phenomenal timepiece, and it's extremely precise. I think it's 1/100th of a second every single year precise, which, if you know anything about movement precision, that's really good. So that would be my next kind of step up from the fossil realm, was my Accutron that I got. Then the next one was my first Swiss timepiece. And that was pretty exciting because, again, I'm moving from the Japanese movement into the Swiss realm. And that's a pretty big step up, and as far as some watches go. But a lot of people don't realize that you can actually get a very affordable Swiss timepiece out there for not a lot of money, for a couple $100, which is where you're going to be spending on a lot of the Japanese movements, like your Bulova, your Citizen. Those companies out there, you're going to be spending $3, $5, sometimes even $1,000, and you're still getting a Japanese movement. You're not getting the surgical steel on a lot of those pieces. You're not getting a sapphire crystal, which I'll talk about later, which is a big difference between sapphire and mineral and glass and all those other type of dials. So sapphire crystal is definitely a big step up material-wise. It costs more money, but it's also harder and more durable, and it resists scratches 10 times better. So this is actually my next Swiss timepiece. This is an ESQ or Esquire. It's by the Esquire company, owned by Movado. So it is part of the Movado line. It's a sister company that they purchased, and it's a great watch. I really like just the look of it with the black steel. It's a PVD coating on the steel, which stands for physical vapor deposition. It's a process that they actually bake the powder onto the stainless steel, and it's a great look. Sapphire crystal. Again, it's a Swiss movement. And actually, I'm sorry, let me correct myself. This did not have a sapphire crystal. It has a mineral crystal in a sense, but it's a big step up for sure as far as going with a higher quality movement. It is Swiss, so it does say Swiss made right down the bottom, and I'm gonna get you guys close-ups more on that, but it has to say Swiss made at the very bottom for it to legally be considered a Swiss timepiece. That means that it was assembled majority in Switzerland and put together in Switzerland in the factories, and they get that stamp of approval becoming Swiss made. Now that's a big difference because there's some companies out there that consider themselves Swiss brands, but it doesn't say Swiss made, so their movement and everything was not assembled, and it doesn't have that high quality Swiss inside of it. So this was a water resistant. Usually most watches are 10 atmospheric pressures, so water resistant to 10 ATM. Which does give it, you could wash your hands. I wouldn't recommend really going swimming or diving, especially in it, but it can get wet, and you're not gonna have an issue on your day-to-day wear, just wearing it around the office, going to school, wherever you wanna wear it to. It's definitely a great timepiece. It also has the date at the bottom of it. I just really kind of like the look of it, and it was a phenomenal purchase on that one. I'm trying to focus for you guys so you can get a little better. There you go. Get a better view of it. But I love it. It was a great watch. Again, very comfortable. It's got that stainless steel link design to it, and it was a great timepiece. So that's kind of what started me off. I definitely want to get into more of my collection and more watches in general, any timepieces. I would love to hear you guys' feedback, questions, anything you guys want to know. I've been selling timepieces like this for years. Like I said, I worked at Movado. Going on almost 2 years, about 1.5 years, and same thing at Jared. So I've sold Movado, Esquire, I've sold Concord, Ebel, which are a couple of my other favorites. I have a Concorde that I absolutely love. It's a limited edition piece. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got several diamonds, about 168 diamonds throughout. So it's a really, really cool timepiece. I'll definitely show that in another video. But again, I love timepieces. I'm Tag Heuer certified, which they do that through Jared, which was actually pretty cool. So I learned a lot about the history of Tag Heuer and their movement, their pieces, the design, everything that Tag Heuer is all about. They have a phenomenal history. They consider themselves the avant-garde, which is very pioneering when it comes to the watch world. So it's a great, great timepiece. I highly recommend it, especially if you're in the market between anything between $1,500 to $5,000. That's a phenomenal timepiece for the price. So definitely send me some messages, commenting below, share this out on Facebook, Instagram. I'm going to start putting more stuff on my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So look out for that. And thank you very much, guys.